Hello students, today we are going to start the new chapter, that is your second chapter, elements, compounds and mixtures. As we know, in our surrounding, different types of substances we see, and today in this chapter we will learn about the substance, constitution of the substance and different types, how we can classify the substances. Okay. So first one, substances are made up of matter. All substances which are in our surrounding that are made up of matter, and matter is something that has mass and occupies some space, that is a matter. Okay, so how we can classify the substance which is in our surrounding? Basically, substances classified into two groups. One is pure substance, another one is impure substance. Okay, so pure means we can't add anything, that is a pure. No, so a pure substance is a substance which consists of same type of particles. The substance which has same type of particles, that is the pure substance. We can't separate into its components by any process, by any physical process. Okay, by doing anything we can't separate the substance, that is the pure substance, and this has same type of particles. In pure substance, elements and compounds are pure substances. Okay, and impure substance is mixtures. So what is element? We know elements is type of pure substance. This element we can't broke down into further simpler substances, as well as we can't form the element from two or more simpler substances by any physical or chemical process. Okay, elements are pure substances, that means same type of particles. That has same type of particles. We can't separate, we can't broken down into further simpler substances, as well as we can't form from two or more simpler substances, that is the elements. So some examples of elements are iodine, lead, aluminium, chlorine, copper, oxygen, sulfur, mercury, magnesium, iron. If we take, I have taken an example, that is iodine. Iodine is an element, that means iodine is made up of only same type of particles. That's why it is an element. We can't break down into further simpler substances, as well as we can't form the iodine from two or more simpler substances. Okay, that is the element. In our surrounding, the substances on the earth are chemically made up of either one element or two or more. Okay, so still now 120 elements are discovered by different scientists, out of 120, 92 are naturally found in the earth crust, and the rest, out of 128, rest means 28 elements have been prepared artificially by a man, means by scientist, and that is the radioactive element which are artificially created by scientists. You have to remember that 120 elements are known, out of which 92 are naturally occurring in the earth crust. Next, we know what is in our surrounding in three form, in three state we can find that may be in solid form or liquid form or in gaseous form. So some examples of solid elements means the elements which are found in the form of solid are gold, silver, iron, copper, lead, aluminium, zinc, sodium, carbon, iodine and many more. Not only in solid form but as well as in liquid form also. Some elements are found. Only two elements which are in liquid form, those are mercury and bromine. Gaseous elements found in our atmosphere in air. So some gaseous elements are oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, chlorine, fluorine, helium, neon and many more. Next, characteristics of elements. The characteristics help us to find out the substance is made up of which element, as well as characteristics of elements help us to know more about element, and if someone given us something, then that is an element or compound or mixture we can find it if we know the characteristics of elements. So first one, an element is a pure substance. We have already known that an element is a pure substance and it is made up of only one kind of particles. Always element is made up of only one kind of particles, not more than one. And elements may occur naturally or may be prepared artificially. That means naturally elements, that is 92 numbers of elements that is found in the earth crust, as well as some scientists have been prepared some elements by artificially. Next, elements exist in all the three physical states. In all the three physical states, that means solid, liquid and gaseous state. And we have already known that. So, some examples of solid elements, liquid elements and gaseous elements. Next, classification of elements. Elements are classified as metals, non-metals, metalloid and noble or inert gases. Again, I want to repeat. First, we have learned the substances is classified into two groups, pure substance and impure substance. Pure substance is of two types, elements and compounds. Again, elements are classified into four groups, metals, non-metals, metalloid and noble or inert gases. So metals is a kind of element. Generally, metals are hard solids at room temperature. That means in normal temperature, the metals are hard solids. In solid form we can form, and metals have a lustrous surface. Lustrous surface means shining surface. When we see the surface of the metal that is shiny. That means metals have lustrous surface. Next, they are malleable and ductile. Malleable means if we pressing, we can change the shape of something and form that into thin sheet without breaking. That is the malleability. And the substance which has the quality of malleability, that is a malleable substance. And metals are malleable. That means when we press metals by forcing by hammer or anything, we can get thin sheets of metal. Next, ductile. Ductile is the quality ductile means if the substance has the quality to, if we draw out the substance, then we get a thin wear. Then we can say that there is a ductile substance. Means if we draw out the metal, we can get the thin wear of metals. Okay. Next one, they have high boiling and melting points. The metals have high boiling. Boiling means if that is in the liquid form, when we supply heat, we can form the metal converted into gaseous form. There is a boiling point. And metal has high boiling point as well as melting point also. Melting point means if the metal is in solid form, by supplying heat we can convert the solid form of metal into liquid form. That is the melting point. Okay. As well as the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. That means heat and electricity can easily flow through the metal substance. The metal can conduct heat and electricity. Next, metals are generally solid, but mercury is a liquid which is a metal. Mercury is only a liquid which is a metal. Otherwise, other metals are generally solid. Some examples of metals are silver, gold, platinum, zinc, tin, sodium, calcium, iron, magnesium, and many more. Non-metals. The second type of elements is non-metal. Non-metals have a dull surface except graphite and iodine. That means metals are shining, but non-metals are not shining. They have a dull surface. But non-metals like graphite and iodine, they have shining surface. Non-metals are non-malleable. That means by pressing the non-metals, we can't fall the thin sheets of non-metals. As well as non-metals are non-ductile. That means when we draw out the non-metals, that can't fall the thin wear of the non-metal. Okay. And their boiling and melting points are low. Non-metals have low boiling and melting points. If we supply minimum amount of heat, then the solid form of non-metal is converted into liquid form. That is the boiling, that is the melting point. If we supply minimum amount of heat, the liquid form of non-metal converted into gaseous form. Okay, so non-metals are generally bad conductors of heat and electricity. Means non-metals can't conduct heat and electricity. Through non-metals, heat and electricity can't pass as much as compared to metals. But except graphite. Graphite is a good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, and the non-metals are basically non-metals are solids or gases, but bromine is a liquid which is in the liquid form, which is a non-metal. Remember that mercury is a liquid which is a metal, but bromine is a liquid element which is a non-metal. Okay, some examples of non-metals are hydrogen, oxygen, sulfur, nitrogen and many more. And hydrogen is the lightest element, means the mass of the hydrogen or the weight of the hydrogen is the lightest, means so small. Okay, on the next class we will discuss about the metalloids and noble or inert gases. Okay, thank you.